and gentlemen, have you ever been wrong about something that you were so sure you were going to be right about? Well, now that's where critical thinking comes in as crucial. The ability to think, analyze, and make informed decisions is what separates blind acceptance from thoughtful understanding. Good morning to everyone here, and welcome to the respectable judges and all the viewers viewing my video or speech. I welcome you all. My name is Lialan May Patricia Serrado, and I am from SMAN Satu, Jember. Now today I would love to elaborate more on critical thinking, why it is important, and how it will help us to change the world and the future by empowering the youth. Now we all know that information is everywhere, correct? And we all know that technology is evolving rapidly, and us as teenagers are at the very center of this transformation. And we are full of potential to shape the future. But potential alone is not enough, because to make a difference, we must hone our critical thinking skills and be brave enough to challenge the concepts already written on paper and make room for our own innovations as the youth. Now, there's already been a study to prove how important critical thinking is. A study from Professor Engin Demir from the BOE University. He took a look at 433 university students to assess their thinking skills. And his findings revealed that the students with a stronger analytical thinking skills have shown a 57 higher subject scores. Not just 20 or 30%, but more than half, which is 57%. Compared to their peers. Now this gives us a solid link to as problem-solving ability and critical thinking skills, and shows us that fostering critical thinking skills in the youth will help significantly increase their ability to make informed decisions. Now I think that education is the foundation of critical thinking itself, because it's where you learn and upgrade your critical thinking skills. And I think that schools should not just teach students what to think, but I think that schools should teach students how to think. Because when young people start to learn how to solve problems creatively and give various solutions to just one problem, and when they can start making rationalized, mature decisions for themselves, they will be unstoppable forces of change. Because think of it, they're young, have lots of time to study, can still make mistakes, know what is right or wrong, and can make good decisions. Who's there to stop them if they start making change? Now imagine this. Imagine a classroom where the teacher just gives questions where all the students know they can just easily find the answers in books or search it in the internet. Now that's boring, right? But imagine a classroom where the teachers ask questions about real-world situations and real-world problems. Now, I'm sure that the students will need to use their own critical thinking skills to find the solutions to that very problem. And I bet that each student will have different solutions to each problem. And because of that, the classroom will have lively discussions, healthy debates, and by the end of the class, the students will not just learn facts, but will know how to use that information practically, how to reason with it, and of course, they will learn teamwork with their peers. But as a teenager myself, I think that critical thinking is not just for the classroom. The classroom is just where you learn your critical thinking skills. But I think that as the youth, we must hone that critical thinking skills and use it in day-to-day life, because us as teenagers, we are often seen as gullible, naive, and easy to trick, especially when we are viewed by adults, because we are still young, correct? And when we don't have the necessary critical thinking skills, it is easy to be tricked and trapped. And it is often to see students being forced decisions and not having a say because they're not brave enough to speak up. And it is easy to see us young people doing bad things and following trends that are not good for us just because we are, well, in the term FOMO, or fear of missing out. So I want to leave you all with this. Do not let the world think for you. Think for yourself. Let your questions ignite the change because the world does not need followers. The world needs bold thinkers. Be bold enough to ask why. Be bold enough to say this isn't right, but I know what is right and I will show you how it's done correctly. Because history does not remember those people who are average. History remembers people who make innovation and are brave enough to make a change. And history remembers people who stand up when people sit down. History remembers people who do not accept the limits that are put upon them. That is all for me today. My name is Leellen May Patricia Serrato, and thank you all for listening. This is me signing out.